Good evening, Sagans and non-Sagans. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We know it's holidays, and this is SRC in the house. We wish you a year rich with love, happiness, prosperity, and wisdom. Happy Deepa Valley to you and your family. Uh, to be honest, I always had this question in my mind: why do we celebrate Deepa Valley? Does anyone know?
Uh, does anyone know?
Mina, Avni, Avni. Okay, Avni's not here yet. Mina, can you tell us why do we celebrate Deepa Valley?
Yeah, sure. So from what I know, from what I understand, Deepavali means it's festival of lights. So, in the north, it's called as Diwali, and in the south, it's called as Deepavali. So it's just the same thing. It's just how people call it in different regions in India. So Deepavali means it's actually victory of good over evil. To put it in a specific way, it's light over darkness, knowledge over ignorance. So basically, that's what Deepavali means.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much,
That's
Mina.
yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mina. Tonight, it's our first time to go on a live stream, such a live stream through our Instagram page. But we decided to do this to interact with you guys and have some fun together. We have an interesting topics to talk with you about. Before we start our topics, I would like to start introducing the SRC members. I'll start by myself. My name is Muhammad Abdullah. I'm the Vice President one, and I'll be your host for tonight. Let's move next to Hash.
Hi guys. So I'm Hash. I'm the Secretary for Student Representative Council, SEGi University. Nice to meet you all. Hope to have some interesting conversations later onwards.
Thank you, Hash. Brandon, our doctor.
Hello, everyone. I'm Brendan, and I'm the Director of Health and Welfare for SRC University. Nice to meet you all.
Thank you, doctor. Jane.
Hi everyone, I'm Jane and I'm the Vice President too of SRC Uni. Thanks for tuning in and I hope you guys enjoy the session tonight. Back to you, Mido.
Thank you, Jane. The best for the last, so we skip Noor. Okay, next, Jelly.
Hi guys, I'm Jelly, the Director of Design and Social Media, and yeah, hope you guys enjoy the topics tonight. Yeah.
Thank you, Jelly. Jeremiah.
Hi guys, I'm Jeremiah, the Director of Publicity and PR, and I hope you guys do enjoy our first ever live stream like this.
Thank you, Jerry. Milana. You're on mute, Milana.
Milana, I think you're on mute.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, my name is Milana. I'm a treasurer for SEGi University SRC. Okay, nice to meet you all.
Panache.
Hi guys, my name is Panache Moyo and I'm the Director of International Affairs. Pleased to meet you all and hope you guys enjoy this live session.
Fatma.
Hello guys, my name is Fatma and I'm the Director of External Affairs. Hope you all are staying safe and thank you all for joining.
Thank you, Fatma. And of course, our president.
No, did we miss anyone? I don't think we missed anyone.
No, okay. Mina. Oh yeah, Mina. Okay, Mina, guys, the one who told you about Deepa Valley. We can't forget her. She'll kill us.
Hey guys, so I'm Mina. I'm the Director of Academic Affairs of SEGi University, SEGi Representative Council. And hope you guys stay tuned and let's have fun.
Thank you, Mina. Noor, back to Noor.
Wait,
Hi
Noor is
everyone.
here?
Hi guys. So I'd like to thank Midu for giving us this idea of doing this just for you guys. Okay, this chit chat session is for you guys to enjoy. Join us in the chat if you would like to. Leave your comments down below. Leave your thoughts, your opinions, so we can know and we can also discuss about it. Nice to know you guys. I'm the president of SRC, SEGi University, and you can call me Noor. And enjoy our session today.
Thank you so much, Noor. Unfortunately, there are some of us who couldn't make it tonight. I'll just mention their names, but hopefully in the next live stream, you'll get to see them and they will be with us. We're missing Suhail, Avni, and Anas. Unfortunately, they couldn't join us tonight for some reasons, but definitely they will do join us in the next live stream. As for now, most probably we'll be going live stream chit chat just like this every week. So weekly there will be chit chat. We'll be going live stream. There will be some topics that will be discussed, and you also guys can join us and write down in the comments whatever you want to ask, whatever you want to interact with us. And in the end of the session, you can actually join the Zoom link with us and go live with us on the Instagram page. So going to our first topic that's going to be discussed by Brandon. He has a really, really interesting topic. And the topic is what, Brandon?
Oh, sorry, my Wi-Fi cut for a while. My topic is, are people born evil?
Are people born evil? What do you think,
Yes,
guys?
sir.
Write down in the comments below. And Brandon is going to be talking about this topic. So whatever you think, just write it down there.
I'm not looking at the comments.
Interesting topic indeed.
Yes, Brandon. Are you born evil, Brandon?
I don't think, well, to some degree, I guess.
It depends.
I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? Are people actually born evil, or is it their environment that they live in that causes them to become evil, or does it affect their mentality, or when they're born, they have like evilness within them initially already? I don't know how to explain it. What do you guys think? No.
I think maybe the environment has a quite good impact on people.
Yeah, I think so as well. Like, because one is your parents and everything, how they bring you up, and of course, abusive households and everything could affect your psyche and stuff. But they actually did do a research on, are people like born evil, or like are people evil and like there's no good in them anyways. There was a research done to I read this before last time. There was research done to ex-World War II veterans, like those who work under the Axis powers. So they were doing this research on them, and they were asking, why did you like, you know, kill off all the other people, like kill off all the Jews, kill off all the in the gas chambers and everything, so inhumane. Why did you do that? Basically, what they said was, oh, it's because the higher ups assured us that whatever we do, the consequences will be on their heads. They'll be taking responsibility. You just follow orders. So it became like, initially they were like hesitant, and they were like, no, I don't think we should do this. These are people's lives we're talking about, and this is so cruel. But eventually, as time went on, as people started reassuring them more and more about, we're going to be taking responsibility, you guys are going to be okay, then they start saying like, oh, okay, we're just killing people because the higher ups say it's, they're the ones going to take responsibility for it, and we're not going to be responsible, and we're not going to take the blame, we're not going to feel guilty. So they become accustomed to that kind of environment. They become numb to that feeling, and they basically become evil, but because there is reassurance to them that they're not evil, you know, they become like switched off to that kind of sensation. So I'm saying that yes, in some ways that nobody's born evil, but there's actually other studies showing that things like psychosis, for example, can be hereditary. You can inherit it from your parent. For example, if your parent was a serial killer, you could also inherit that psychotic gene from your parent. But of course, it's still under debate. But still, personally, I do feel like if you have the right upbringing and everything, no, nobody is born evil. No matter what they say, it's always about your environment and those around you who cause you to become who you are today. Because there's always a positive and negative influence on your character based on the people you hang around with. So what do you guys think? Like, is anyone really born evil?
We have someone in the comments section here, Choco Marshmallows, telling us that, you know, I think it's really interesting the way he put it is, people are born empty and then they become what adults put into them. So I think that really
I agree that word, yes, that phrase, very, very good.
Yeah. And even we have Saima here in the comment saying, I don't think people are born evil. It's what circumstances and situations that make them evil, right?
Yes,
and
definitely.
In most situations,
I agree with you, Saima.
In most situations, people are put in, like, they do not have a choice. Like when you're born, you are put into these situations and you cannot control it, right?
Yeah.
Like
very often, like people they're nice people and everything, but now it's like always born out of necessity. Evil is always born out of necessity, whether it's to meet a means or a goal, or like to help those around you, for example, like theft and everything. Maybe for your own personal gain or someone else's help, but it's always born from necessity. I don't think evil is inherently there, but it's just that there's always a goal behind evil to fuel it. Whether it's a good goal or bad goal, to that person who is considered evil in that standpoint, that goal for them is good.
Okay.
Maybe not to everybody, but I think, yes, no one's born evil. I agree with a lot of the people talking in the comments.
I guess what you could say, it's similar to like, okay, a language, right? The language you are learned with, the language that you learn when you're born, it depends on where you are brought up. If your parents taught you that language, if who you're growing up with knows and speaks that language, I think it's a very similar concept to that, where
It is.
like if the people you surround are evil, then you're gonna eventually like gravitate towards that. But not necessarily. There are some people who even grew up in like those kind of circumstances and still came out as good people because they saw what not to do, right?
Yeah, because children are very impressionable. They literally follow everything their parents do, and anything their parents say, and anything on television really they learn. So yeah, it's very, very true. No one is born evil. It's just that the impression everyone leaves on them forces them to become who they are today.
What about others? What do you guys think?
I think they always had the choice. They
Yes,
always
everyone
have
has
the
a choice.
either to take it or to leave it, right?
Yeah, but when you're so young, you can't differentiate right from wrong, but you look up to your parents, for example, or like those who take care of you, and you think whatever they're doing is correct. So you want to follow them and be as much as you are, like, to be similar to them.
Okay, so what do you think about those babies who are newly born, but they're just naughty? This is a sign of evilness?
No, not necessarily. Being naughty is, I guess, just a sign of curiosity. Curiosity kills the cat, and the cats are very curious and they do everything. They pounce around. So I would say the same thing for newborns and everything. They want to learn a lot of stuff, so that's why their hands are like everywhere and they're running around and stuff. It's just curiosity, blatant curiosity. But how you see the cues after that, then of course it'll say evil. I mean, like they start torturing the pets and stuff, then they're evil.
Childhood trauma as well, because childhood trauma, I read research that it really shapes the way that we became human.
Yes.
So it's not just seeing and watching with the parents or TV, but it's also how they actually treat the children themselves. Because I read a research that said that there was a death row killer in US that he was sentenced to death row. He slit 20 women's throat. But when they actually did a research on him, they found out that he actually was traumatized and abused as a kid. And as a result, this led to him being like that. So on the day of his execution by injection, he actually they actually asked him, so what do you think? He's like, yeah, please, he has nothing to say. He's just like, yeah, I don't know. It's just my brain. So good or evil, that's really subjective, but it really leads down to that, in my opinion.
I think, again, going back to children being very impressionable, that's why, like, the moment you have anything in your childhood, you remember it to a T, like whether it's psychological or physical, it's like it stays with you until your adulthood, and it always like lingers at the back of your head when things happen when you're a kid. So I think that's the main factor in it. But I think
sometimes it can be psychological, like from the mental wise as well.
Yes,
psychological.
Right.
Because like I read once also that there was some people who it's a habit with them that they steal things. They go to the shops and they steal, but they cannot control it. It's just something that they cannot control. So evil can be sometimes.
Well, in that case, it wouldn't really be evil, would it? It would be like a condition, right? Like it would be something out of their control, beyond their control, right? At that point, can you call it evil?
Yeah, it's like
still it came from the darkness. It came from somewhere inside you where there is evil, right?
I mean, like something like bipolar disorder, for example, you have two personalities, or schizophrenia, for example, right? Where you have multiple personalities. I think like there's been movies about people with multiple personalities, like, for example, very famously, Jekyll and Hyde. So Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, Dr. Jekyll being the good guy and Mr. Hyde being the evil one who kills people and stuff. So I think that kind of like story does reflect on like, yes, I mean the brain works in strange ways. You can be half evil, you can be half good, technically, by that standard, but it's a mental condition. I think so.
Saima is saying that I think it's very important to have a healthy surrounding, because as a child we tend to adapt with what we see around. But I disagree with you guys about this certain point, because some people, like, they are born in between gangsters and drug dealers, and they still be someone. They can be doctors, they can be whatever it is, they can be politicians even.
That's true.
And they take
but
the
like,
right path after all.
But you can also consider the fact that, for example, they grow up in like gangsters or like mobsters kind of environment, but their parents who are involved in that don't want their kids to be involved in that. It's like they're doing it to earn money for the kids or look after them, but they are good role models at home. Outside, they're like bad, but at home to the kids, they're good. They're good parents, but they're doing evil things just to support their family. That's why I said evil is born out of necessity most of the time.
Yeah, and I think what Saima is trying to say here, right? She said that it's the surrounding, right? Sometimes you do not have control. Like as a child, right? If your parent says a curse word and you just catch on to it, right? You've seen children catch on to things like that. You just small behavioral patterns that they notice. They just want to do it because they see someone who's like their caretaker doing something similar. And it's not maybe every single time, or there are exceptions where a lot of people came out of it, good people, but I think majority of the time, children follow what their role models or those who are their caretakers, whoever they look up to, whatever they do, they tend to follow. Yeah.
I agree with
Panashe,
that.
you were about to say something?
Panashe?
Yes. I think Hash said what exactly I wanted to say. The point that Saima raised is really valid as well. And what Hash says backs it up as well. It's like the environment that you're in contributes to who you are. Like there's a saying, like if you hang around with 3 billionaires and you hang around with them, guaranteed you're going to be the 4th billionaire, right? So now imagine now you're hanging around with a crowd that does bad stuff, and you hang around with 3 people who do bad stuff, guaranteed that you're going to be the 4th person. So it shows that as well. And some of the people like who come out from these backgrounds, like violent backgrounds, and their parents are shielding them from that as well. It's 50-50. It's either they become successful or they are more keen to see what's happening in the bad side, But generally what I wanted to say was like the point that Saima said and what Ash said, it backs it up as well. Like the environment that you're brought up in, that you're around, determines who you become. Yeah.
Okay, and anyone else have anything to say? If not,
Fatma?
I think that will be over.
Fatma, I think she has something to say.
Come on, Fatma.
In my opinion, I believe that it's important to pay attention to our emotions, because sometimes whatever situation that we encounter makes us react. So the way maybe someone becomes evil is a way of being defensive to themselves, and then they don't realize that whatever they're doing is wrong to some other people, but to them they're defending something, So it's important to learn how to guard our emotions and understand our feelings and our surrounding, as sometimes we can't control our environment. It might be toxic, it might be bad, as you all say, but then what is important is us, so how we react to the situation and what we choose in the end. So this is my opinion.
Thank you, Fatma. Thank you so much, guys. It was an interesting topic. Anyone else has something to say, guys, about this topic before we move on to the second topic?
I think
No
we
one?
covered well enough, right?
All right. Moving on to our next topic with Hash, awards without devices. Oh my God.
So,
all topics for tonight are really, really interesting.
yeah.
What do you think, guys? How is it if we're having a world with no device, no laptops, no phones, nothing? Tell us more, Hash, about this topic.
Okay, so before I start, if you guys are watching, share this to your friends because this is going to be really interesting. We want to hear all of your opinions and then we want to talk about them as well. Because even right now, from just Saima and also who is this Choco Marshmallows, we had some really nice opinions and it really brought an insight to us as well. So share it around, tell your friends to join. So my topic is about a world without devices, right? So the way how I want to start this is okay. The basic question is, what do you all think of a world without devices, right? Uh, Devices in the sense, not just devices like internet, communicating, and all of these, right? Picture what you're doing right now. Like take your daily tasks, right? So you open your eyes in the morning, and then there's a device next to you telling you a whole list of things that you need to do, and also what are the tasks that you need to do. And then you give instructions to your phone saying, okay, call this person, clear this out of my schedule, and all that. And then you tell your phone to make your coffee, and then it makes your coffee. You ask your phone what's in the fridge, and it tells you what's in the fridge. We are in that kind of age where we have like access to that kind of technology, right? So what if all of this is not there, right? So what if there's no technology? Okay, close your eyes and picture this, right? If there's no technology, first of all, keep in mind there will be no travel and everything. Technology is the basics of everything. Learning how to make fire itself is technology. Okay, so picture this. Close your eyes and picture this. You wake up in the morning, right? And then you just wake up. You don't. There's nothing beside you. It's just your bed, and then you have your daily activities. You go spend time with your family, and you talk to them. You go visit your relatives who live close by to you because they didn't go anywhere because there's no technology, and you're living a happy life. You walk to school. You come back from school. There's schools nearby. Like when you picture all this, what do you think is better, a world without devices or a world with devices? Like I want to ask specifically, let's go from Jeremiah. What do you think would be better in this circumstance? Would it be better if if there was a world without technology or something like what we are now in?
Well, it depends, Hash, how you look at it, because let's not forget we came from a world without devices. So it's because devices came that we don't, I guess you can say, we don't look back. I mean, we can look back and say that, oh, how would we be living our life without devices? But then, yeah, like I said, it depends on how we look at it. You can see the different generation gaps where to them devices really isn't anything still. Like our grandparents, if you were to hand them a smartphone, for them it's something out of this world. It's complicated. But if you would hand a 5-year-old or something, they'd pick up the smartphone and they'd know more things about the smartphone than your parents or your grandparents. So yeah, it depends how we look at it. But if you would say a world without devices, now that we have devices, I don't think that's possible. It's not possible for us to go into that world where we were before, because devices have helped us a lot, and as much as it can harm us, it's also a very big benefit to mankind, you can say.
Okay. So that is really one way to look at it. Because yeah, what you were saying about like our grandparents and everything, right? For them, the day television was invented was like the biggest thing ever, right? Like, wow, this is so amazing. Like you can watch other people from your home. But nowadays, I doubt many inventions can surprise us, right? New technologies that come up, it doesn't really surprise us. But do you think that, like, for example, there's one main piece of technology that is like the most vital thing in everyone's life. Sometimes they would even give it more priority than their loved ones, right? And it's your smartphone, right? But do you guys agree that smartphone is replacing face-to-face communication? Because, okay, before COVID, right, you go to restaurants with people and everything, and then what do you see? Everyone's on their phone. You're texting each other, but you're right next to each other. You're sending memes to each other, but you're still next to each other. So this is something that we haven't been able to get rid of. So in that sense, would it be better if there was no technology there, or like what would you guys' suggestion be in terms of that? Because we cannot just tell people to, oh, you cannot use your phone here, right? You can't bring up a law from government saying you can't use phones while you're sitting next to friends, right? Because then you'll have to have another law about who are your real friends, right? So that's going to be really confusing, right? So what do you guys think is, okay, the question is, are we beginning to choose the company of technology over the company of human beings? That's the question. Because when you wake up in the morning, would you rather spend your day playing games and doing stuff on your PC, or would you rather go hang out with friends? So I think everyone can answer this question. Simple answer. You can simply answer this question, yes or no, and then why. So we'll start with Mina. Mina, what do you think?
I think if you put it in that context, I would prefer a world without device, because I'm a person who actually talks to people like face to face. I have fun with my friends. I go out, like if it's not for MCO, I would go out every day. So with this device, it's like you're stuck. You can't have a real conversation. You cannot have a heart-to-heart conversation with your friends. So yeah, if you put it in that context, I think it'd be better to have a world without device.
Okay. Jelly, what do you think?
In my opinion, I'll feel like I'll prefer a world with a device. Why do I say that? Okay. It's like because although I do prefer like human, like we talk face to face, but like in a situation such as this pandemic, then we really need the devices to help us to get in touch with each other. That's what I think. Like what we have in our comment, Saima said, in a world without devices, our life will be less less difficult, harder, poorer, and less scheduled, secluded. So it'll be peaceful, but it's less convenient. Yeah, I think the devices help us to be more convenient.
Okay,
in some
yeah,
way.
that's true. That's true. Okay, for those of you joining just now in the comment section, we're talking about, are devices really necessary? Can we live in a world without devices? So let us know in the comment section and then we'll discuss. But now I want to move on to the next person. Milana, what do you think of this same question, but if COVID wasn't there? Like, keep in mind that now we have COVID. Yes, Jelly's answer was right for that. What if there was no COVID? What would your answer be?
Me, I always prefer face-to-face conversation rather than phone. I cannot communicate through phone like at all. I get bored very easily. But the thing is that our device has many functions such as video call and audio call, so you can use it as well. And it will just efficient as you like sitting next to the person and talking. Plus, that we all, as an international students, let's bring this here. I cannot imagine how I live without device, how I will talk to my family, how I will live basically. So I think I prefer world with device.
Okay, that's an interesting take on it. Fatma, what do you think?
I can say we've lived a bit of living without a sense of like having friends around and just having devices in our house currently, because we are not able to move around and stuff, and I really don't like it. I would prefer to have people around and stuff and not have devices at all, because I believe in also when having conversation, it's nice to see people's reaction at the same time. Okay, phone calls you can, but then I believe in more presence is nicer. So I would say that I prefer a world without devices. But then when I hear Milana say that it would have been a disaster, or I don't know how people did if we are in this country right now and our families are in another country, it would have been really bad. So at the same time, I also agree with the world with devices. So both. It's
Okay. Okay, that's an interesting take on it. Okay, so Saima says she prefers human interaction over anything, and I agree with her on this, right? Human interaction, I feel like, yes, what Fatma said, like you cannot convey emotion through the phone. It's quite difficult. We can use emojis and everything, but it's still, you cannot really convey the right emotion. Like let's say, for example, you're trying to wish someone and then it lags, right? Right. So halfway the emotion is like gone, right? Because you're trying to fix your leg. I'm just giving an example, but Yeah, so we will have El Haj in the comment section that he prefers a world without devices. So that's an interesting take on it. So Noor, what do you think? A world without devices or a world with devices?
I am all for devices. To be completely honest, I'm all for devices. We need the devices in our lives. Guys, we cannot live without it. I'm not kidding. We can't. How are you going to talk? Okay, you can talk to anyone. For example, I'm with my family. I can easily talk to my family members about things. Let's say we talk about every single topic available to be talked about. How else can you learn more things? It's because you Google stuff. It's because you read things online. It's just that's just the way that life is right now. I understand that you would prefer to talk face to face, then do it. You'd still need your devices to talk to other people that you can't talk to face with. Why is it so hard to balance things? Why do you always have to make sure that you're on your phone while you are with people like right in front of you? If you know how to balance these two issues, okay, then having technology with you will not be a problem at all, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure it makes sense.
It
That's
does.
what I think.
It does make a lot of sense that, yeah, learning things and all will be a lot difficult compared to back in the day, right? Like, who would actually, a few people, I can think of a few people who'd be interested in, but sending letters. Do you guys, I don't know if you guys were in the age of sending letters overseas and sending letters to your pen pals. So
No, we're
back,
not that old.
you are not that old, okay?
Mm.
But I am. That's because you're 1999, right? 2000 and above, right? So sorry about that. So back in 1998, right? So we used to send letters, and it's actually the feeling of sending a letter and wanting to see if they received the letter and then getting a reply. Everything was nice and all, but yeah, we've come a long way from there, and to see where we are now is really nice. But I wish there was some kind of control on the way we can have our devices, right? Especially when it comes to when we are having interaction face to face, right? So there's a few people who didn't give their opinions yet. Mina, what do you think? Mina said already, right? Did you already went? Okay. Brandon, what do you think?
I think a world without technology will not be good. I mean, it's because technology nowadays has become a commodity to us. We're also acclimatized to having technology around us that I don't see a way we can survive without having technology and everything, especially during this time. I mean, even without this time, how are you going to cheat on exams online? Wait, hold on. I hope my lecturers are not listening. But it's a blessing and a curse, technology itself. But I think it's always human nature because we've taken it for granted again. And of course, now because of the abundance of technology, we've taken human interaction for granted. So when you lose something, as we are now, as when we lose something, we yearn for it to come back, because when you don't have it, you feel empty. Same thing with human interaction. Nowadays, for example, you're with your grandparents or with your parents out, and then you play your phone. Those moments that you're not spending talking to them, you'll regret it in the future, because once they're gone, you can't get it back. So I'm thinking the same way with technology. If technology just so happens to disappear off the face of the earth in one day, sooner or later, you're bound to feel like, I needed the technology because one, maybe I needed it for my work, I needed it for my lifestyle in general, or I needed it to liaise with my family or friends because they're so far from me. Without technology, you'll feel empty as well. Without human interaction, you'll feel empty as well. So it's both a blessing and a curse, but it's always because we've taken things for granted. But what I'm trying to say is, in order for it not to feel like a burden, or not to feel like we shouldn't have it in the world or anything, just don't take it for granted. When it comes to everything, yeah, like Noor said, everything comes with a balance. You need to balance everything properly. If not, it'll end up being the ones who take over your life. If you spend too much time on technology, technology will take over your life. Too much time partying or human interaction, it takes over your life, and you don't have time for anything else. Same thing, it's always about balance. But I still feel like technology, no, we still need it at this day and age.
Okay. Yeah, that's a pretty nice conclusion to it. But we also want to hear what's your thoughts, Panache. What are your thoughts on this?
Okay, guys. So sorry. My network is a bit laggy, but yeah. Technology, a world without technology is, I don't know. I'm not going to pick sides, but I do agree with what Noor said partly, we need technology, right, in this day and age. And you have to be able to prioritize, you know, to like manage it. You know, like you can't go to a restaurant and then you're sitting with your friend and then you're speaking via text, or like you're sitting in your lounge and you're texting your mom who's in the kitchen or something. You know, it doesn't work like that. You know, like you should be able to use it, and there should be a time where you don't use it, you know, so that you have, like what Brendan said, like to have what Fatma said, to like have that conversation, you know, to show emotion face to face, you know, it's really good. Like even when you're talking to your grandparents or your grandma, yeah, like for me back home, we have a rule, like when you're in the dinner table or in the lounge when it's family time, your phones are away, you know, so that there is that interaction, you know, or when you're in your room, you can do your own thing, you know. So for me, I'm not for a world without technology or a world with technology. I just say like we have to manage it properly, you know, like, yeah, I don't know if I'm making sense.
Yes,
Like,
you are making
guys,
a lot of sense. Yeah. Even okay, before I pass it back to our host, because I feel like he might have an interesting take on this as well. So before I pass it on to him, right? As even Simon was saying that, yeah, like you know, using our devices a lot, we can get like you know eye problems and like health issues and all of that. That's also one of it. But one more thing I want to mention is like what Brendan and Panashe both mentioned. When you're with your grandparents and you want to treasure those moments and everything, it would be best to not have devices there. But at the same time, if you can capture a picture or a video of that moment, right? And then like relive that moment later onwards and show it to your kids. That is so it's like technology has its ups and downs at the same time. And I read this I'm not sure if it was a research, but there's this one person who tried going without any devices for completely 1 year. And by devices, I mean internet, all this electricity, even like water coming from like hydro-powered, whatever, everything was all natural. For a whole year, this person tried it. And the conclusion that this person gave was that they actually feel more connected to they feel more connected to the people they used to talk to and everything, and also to nature itself, right? And at first, for the first few months, this person regretted it, but as it went on, increasingly she felt like a sense of relief that you know she was finally enjoying her own company, and like there was something uh, the word she used was intrinsically nice about being alone. So I think it's a really nice thing as well. I don't know if any of you guys want to try it later onwards in life when you settled and go without technology. But I think for now we all have to rely on technology. And with that, I would like to ask the same question from our host and then pass it back to him on what do you think? Would you prefer a world without technology, or would you prefer a world with technology?
Electromagnetic bomb. Let's end this. Okay. So for your information, guys, the electromagnetic bomb is a bomb that destroys the information systems. So if a country, a friendly country, decides to throw electromagnetic bomb, bang! No more phones, no more laptops, nothing. Back to the sticks and stones, right? To be honest, I do prefer that time where there was no phones, nothing, and I still need the today's technology. Like, yes, I do prefer the old times, but I need today's technology because today's technology makes everything faster. Phones, devices, everything is faster. But yet, I believe that it should be more controlled because nowadays this device can be really, really dangerous. So yeah, I think it should be more controlled. That's from my side, Hash.
Okay, I think that's it from me for my topic. I'll pass it back to Mido on what we're gonna do next. So yeah,
Thank you so
before
much,
that,
Hash.
those of you in the comments, like keep following. Let us know what you guys think on our topic so far. So we initially discussed with Brandon about what was your topic again? Are people born evil? So we discussed
People
about
born
are
evil.
people born evil, and second topic was can you live in a world without devices, right? So back to Mido.
And moving to our third topic for today with Jane. Jane.
Hello.
Hi, Jane. Okay, moving on to our third topic today with Jane, the quarantine rut. Is it real? Oh, is it real? I don't know. What do you think, Jane?
Right. Thanks, Mido. Thanks for being our host today. And for you guys and also people on the live, we have heard like Brandon, are people born evil? And also Hash, a world without these devices, hypothetical questions. So I want to bring everyone down to earth a bit, down to reality a little bit, and discuss about the situation that is happening right now. Right now, we're sitting on it. The quarantine rut. Is it real? All right, so let me explain what is rut. Rut, based on dictionary, is being described as a habit or pattern of behavior that has become dull and unproductive. The rut. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, fellow SRCs, tonight, let's dive into this topic and we rethink a little bit. Let lead you guys through this. All right. So we rethink back to a world when there was no pandemic, the pre-pandemic world. Saying that even gives me the chills. Where you look around and you see loads of people on the street, you see loads of people everywhere. Imagine a cinema with people filled. Imagine a premiere movie and someone, a stranger, sitting right beside you, their shoulders touching yours. How do you feel that? It has become such a norm that we experience this thing called quarantine, especially as students, or CMCO, controlled movement order, that we became accustomed to quarantine life. But let's rethink back to a world without masks, with people feeling around, with parties, with home parties, with clubs and bars. And when you think back, it's actually only been a year 2020, the year that we actually fought for in of Malaysia. Our fourth prime minister actually have a year that is planned that we will be on, as top as the world like economic and country as compared with the first world. A year that we're supposed to achieve great heights. A year that we're supposed to achieve the goal. A year that some of us turn 21 legal adult. And now we take it back now to what has happened since COVID hit us in March exactly of Malaysia. And ever since then, quarantine has hit us. And well, I like to open the question that quarantine has actually affected our lives. We take back to now where people on the street are empty. There's no cars on the street rarely. People wear masks out, just like you have to, it's some kind of necessity. And to be honest, the rut has hit students as much, just like what Hash has discussed about the world without devices. We can't have the world without these devices right now in the pandemic world, where students still have to struggle to finish their education because money has been paid for. Education is a must, and we have to go on. And we have our visuals, we have online classes. We actually have this, right? So personally, I think that the rut is real. How many of you have been, experiencing some kind of like distress or some kind of boredom, some kind of unproductivity during this quarantine time? Can I see a raise of hands? All right, so most of us here. And so I like to actually ask, let's throw a question to Jelly. So what have you been experiencing during this quarantine time?
I think most of the time, because we are so used to the physical class, right? Like before COVID, and when it suddenly come into a time where we need to quarantine at home, and then we'll start our online classes. The first thing that I do was, okay, everything stop. Okay, like I'll start to procrastinate, and my online classes, I'll leave it till the exam is almost near, and then I just start to. It's a bad thing. It's a bad example, but yeah, I tend to do this because like we can always check out our classes at any time, like, and also our like the sleeping habit is also a big change, because like normally I go to bed at 10 before quarantine, because the next day we have class. But now I usually start my online class the pre-recorded class maybe during around 8 o'clock, and then I'll watch until midnight, something like that. Yeah, I think it's a real thing.
Thanks, Lily, for that share. Now let's move on to Mina. Maybe would you like to share your experience about their life during quarantine?
Oh, where to start? Actually, there's affected a lot. Studies, mental health, truly everything. I think I agree with what Jelly said in terms of the body changes. You tend to sleep late because of MCU. I started to sleep late, like literally 8 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes I don't even sleep because of assignments, things like that. And then as I told you, I'm a person who travels, goes out every day. So when you're like stuck in a house with just four corners, you don't know what to do. So what I try to do is I try to keep myself occupied. So cooking. I'm sure most of us have done this, also baking and stuff. To trying to go through Netflix and chill like literally every day. So things like this, yeah. Um, and also assignments, classes. In terms of watching and attending online classes, it was super hard because when you sleep late, you got to wake up early, and then the time difference and all. Uh, yeah, that was hard. That was a hard part of MCU. And then when you want to travel, you have to wear mask like all the time. And from a person, because we never done this before, from wearing mask every time we go out, and you have to wear mask every time you go out now, it's super hard and it's so uncomfortable. Yeah, that's from me.
Okay, thanks, Mina. So it's about like getting used to like the new
Yeah,
norm. So difficult.
adapting is super hard, but now I think all of us are okay with it. I guess you have no choice.
Enough for the share. How about we ask like a few more? Maybe Jeremiah, what do you think about how have you been, overcoming this quarantine time?
Well, I agree. I agree with what Mina and Jelly both said. It's true. For I mean, COVID has changed everything that we do. Our daily life is completely changed. It's true. Sleeping schedules all have been messed up. I mean, we're staying up late, completing assignments where we would be giving like we would focus on assignments first, and then we would have exams where we would have a break in between. We're doing all at the same time, so the pressure is much more. The stress is definitely much more. And yeah, I guess as time will just tell how long we have to live with this, but it's something that we at least got to experience. And not, I mean, after this all finishes, I can say that I won't take exams for granted. That's for sure. And neither will I take going to university.
Wow, thanks, Jeremiah, for the insightful sharing. Yeah, I believe it's true that, we all feel that sudden before this it was like, oh, exams, I dread going to school, but now it's like I want to go to uni. So let's move to these comments. Saima shared that fear and anxiety about a new virus and what could happen can be overwhelming and cause strong emotions. SOPs such as social distancing can make people feel isolated and lonely and can increase stress, which I agree, because to be honest, like to this year, I celebrated my 21st birthday in the house by myself, and I had a breakdown, because I'm used to attending parties, and by the time that I was supposed to have a party, it cannot be happen. So it really took a toll on people. I agree with what Simon said, and she said that I think we respond to distress during this pandemic can depend on our background, our social support from friends and family, financial situation, health and emotional background, which is amazing as well because it opens up another part of the world, a world that people are losing jobs, people are experiencing some kind of like psychological, emotional stress, and that is real. So let me take a few of opinions from the floor as well. Maybe Milana, what do you think? Since you mentioned just now that you really depend on your family a lot, so how have you been coping?
I don't have my own source of income, so my family have to send me. But luckily, my family like didn't really suffer from it. But the another part is that you in constant worry that are you family okay? Are they fine? Did they like get that virus or no? And you're like you cannot sleep sometimes. You ask them, are you sure you're okay? Are you sure that you're fine? Because they have to go to their work every day, be sitting at home. So this COVID, like actually there's like few stage of me feeling towards this COVID. It's like first one is was great. You don't have to go to uni. You just stay at home. You can turn on the video of these classes and just leave it and go do whatever you want. But then it started to be like really very depressing since see your friends, you do not understand anything in your studies. Plus, as for my faculty, they get alternative assessment instead of exams. That's really like hell. I'm sorry, but this is really hell. But then it become okay. I'm fine now. I'm fine because I know that my family are okay. I'm okay, and I'm grateful because looking at all the world around is like really scary. People are dying. People are losing job and houses. So I'm absolutely fine. Plus, I can say that this situation changed me a little bit. I become more introvert. I like to be by myself now. Before I like to interact with people. Now I like to be by myself. So yeah.
All right, thanks for that. Maybe let's go on more. Maybe Panache.
Hey guys, the question is for the quarantine, right? Well, when the quarantine started in March. Well, generally, I'm a huge introverted person. That's what I like to think. So I was really happy, like I can stay home. I don't even like going to classes or doing stuff, you know. And it turns out like the first round of the quarantine, like the MCO, CMCO, I was by myself, like in the whole house, and I almost went crazy, like I couldn't take it at all, like assignments, online classes, that's when I realized like I'm not really as much introverted as I think, like I need to be out there at least interacting with people, like yeah, I couldn't take it at all because I honestly like went mad. So generally what I think about the quarantine is that like I have learned a lot as well, in terms of like, like being aware of stuff and just for me, I've treated it as an opportunity to like just reconnect to myself, to learn more about myself, like just like self meditation and stuff. That's what I've learned from this quarantine. And also, like as Milana said, like it's really been like a really dangerous situation, even worldwide. Some of us were internationals. We were like really worried about our parents back home, our relatives. But everything is well, and you just have to be thankful and just grateful for just these small blessings that you have. Like, yeah, generally, yeah, that's it.
For that share. So he has shared a bit of the tips about, you can try meditation or, try to be calm yourself and kind of just, survive this situation a bit. Right. And the reason why I'm bringing this topic to all of you is to show like even if one or two of you are, feeling that and feeling worse than others, it feels like it's okay to be not okay. And we are all in this together and it's okay to seek help. Your friends, your family, if you have no one, we are always here. Maybe just now I remember someone didn't really raise their hand, maybe Nor, because Nor is in her internship. So maybe she can share a little bit about how, their internship and working during pandemic and quarantine kind of experience.
Okay, so internship is quite difficult to be honest during this pandemic if you are working for a company that is more physical, you know. But I feel like this pandemic situation really did help a lot in terms of allowing people to know who they really are, because some people do go through a self-identity crisis, you know. They wouldn't really know who they are. They're hanging around with a lot of people, and then they are outside, outside too, way too often. I see some people actually still hanging outside right now during the situation, but when they do that, they tend to lose themselves, and they blend in with the people that they are hanging out with, and they become those people instead of who they are. So like what Panache said, I really reflect a lot with him, because of this a little bit more. But in terms of internship and working, I'm currently doing my internship with a company that is completely digital and online. They have an online platform instead of doing it physically. So we are doing well, but a lot of small businesses are kind of affected by it. And at the same time, this also helps a lot of people create their own small businesses. So there are a lot of pros and cons on this, a lot of pros and cons. And I feel that, like, just try to reach out to anyone if you feel down, or if you feel way too happy that you stop yourself and then you're like, wait, why is everything going so well in my life? Something must be off or will be off sometime soon. Which is like, I felt that. I really did feel that, because like it's a pandemic situation and I'm going through a lot of positive things right now. I'm having a lot of job offers, but to be honest, that's only because I applied so much, because I got so worried, like, oh my God, what if COVID is still having high cases in Malaysia by next year and I'm not able to get a job, so as long as you try your best, and as long as you know that whatever you do is worth the effort, then to be honest, just focus on yourself. Make sure that you're doing well, because you are important for yourself in your life. Nothing else is important. I mean, nothing else is as important as you are. So try to manage yourself. Then only you can manage everyone else and everything around you.
Thanks, Nor. Indeed, such an experience and wonderful speech, and also sharing by her that coming up from her. And it's important, I agree with her, that it's important to take care of yourself, because without loving and taking care of yourself, you can't really take care of others as well as you like to. So always remember to be okay, and to not be shy to seek help, or to find help, or be okay, try to get help. Yeah. All right. So let's move to the third segment, which is what are some tips that you guys use during this quarantine time to keep yourself sane? Is it having hobbies that you try to do, hobbies that you love, or is it you try to connect with your friends still, or you try to have like me, I try to have a schedule, a timetable, especially during class times, because as a dental student studying online per week, we have classes from Monday to Friday. So at least that 5 days, I try to be, as disciplined as possible, as following the timetable, and then I cook to distress. But what about you guys? Maybe let's start with Hash.
Hi. So, hi everyone. So the question, I feel like it's a really interesting question. So I feel like the last session, everyone was talking about how difficult it was for them and everything. So I'm just here to tell you guys that don't feel down. There are things you can do to keep up and cope up with everything that's going on. So some of the things that I've started doing, which helped me get through all of this, is one is try to learn something new, right? Learning something new always keeps you distracted from everything that's going on as well. And also, at the end, you walk out with something, a new skill, or you come out with some extra knowledge, and it's always very useful. And that's one of the things. So I ended up learning quite a lot of new things and moving into different parts of all kinds of things during this quarantine. Another thing that I do usually is, obviously I need some time for myself, so I play mobile games. If you guys have heard about the game, I'm not sure, I don't think many of you know about it. There's this game called Among Us. It's yeah, so I'm not sure if you guys heard about it. So it's this new game, and yeah, we played with a bunch of friends. I know it's weird that you guys keep hearing that I have friends, but there are some friends that we play Among Us on like weekends with, and it's one of the things that keeps me sane, actually keeps me it sometimes drives me insane as well, but at the same time, like it keeps you sane. Like it tells you that there are people out there who are willing to spend their time. There are also others out there who are feeling the same way. So at the end of the day, my advice to everyone would be reach out to other people. And if there's no other people for you, we are here for you. You can reach out to us SRCs. All of us are willing to like talk to you and like help you throughout whatever you're going, right? So do let us know if you guys are facing any difficulties like that, and we're always happy to help you get through whatever you're going through, right? Let's help each other in this.
Awesome, Hash. That's a really good way. And I hope everyone, if you are lost or something, maybe you can try what Hash has said, like try to learn the new skill or try to, text some friends, have a good game with them, of a game. I don't know if you guys heard Among Us. Also, Simon said that I think that self-care becomes critical during a time when your nervous systems are overactive from stress and anxiety. And we should find ourselves the self-care routine that works well, whether it's for you putting on a face mask or for you playing some games. It really helps, trying to find that little thing that makes you happy. Yeah, all right. How about Brandon? Let's give some chance.
Hi, I'm here. I guess, since now it's so monotonous and everything, there's not a lot of things that I do different from my regular schedule. It's always study, always like when you have time, just exercise. If not, you play Among Us games and stuff. But I think one thing I learned during this time is like, if you don't have the motivation to do anything for yourself or motivate yourself, do it for somebody else. You find someone to care about, or you find someone to take up your time. For example, I'm single, so I don't have a girlfriend. But maybe if you're like family members or like your parents or your siblings even, make time for them, and make sure that your drive to get up in the day is to make their day better. If you can't make your own day better, might as well make someone else's day better, and you feel better about yourself at the end of the day. So because everything for me has become so monotonous, I think you just surround yourself with people you love and just do it for them. You get through it together, not by yourself, because by yourself you start to overthink. So that's the way I think I can get through this rut of quarantine.
Thanks, Brandon. That is an awesome conclusion to it. So after listening to everyone's opinions, and I think it's safe to assume that it kind of is true, this rut, and all you have to do is have that stay strong, kind of connect with people, do the things you like, and try to survive during this quarantine. And like what Hash said, if you have no one, we are always here. You can always text us. We are always here for you as SRC. Please don't be shy to come and reach out to us and ask for help. With that, sorry, our host is already barking at me. So let me pass it back to Mido. Thank you so much. All right.
Thank you so much, Jane, for this topic. As you heard her, guys, take care of yourselves. Quarantine did hit us all. Some of us may tend to isolate themselves nowadays, yes, and I can see people being defensive as well as an after effect after the MCO and the quarantine. So just take care of yourself, stay healthy, listen to all the suggestions that the SRC gave you, like connect with your friends, see the people who you like, things like this, and we will get through this together. Moving on to our last topic. It's not a topic, it's more to a question actually that I wanted to ask you. Let me see what you guys think about this. I already sent it in the comments, in the IG comments. I'll send it again and then I'll read it. Post. Okay, here it is. Let us hear what do you think, guys. So you were driving your car on a windy night, and on your way, you passed by a bus stop. You saw 3 people waiting for the bus. Old woman nearing death, an old friend who previously saved your life, the ideal partner you have dreamed of for a lifetime. And you have only one room in your car for one passenger. Which one would you take with you? Actually, this was one of the questions that was used in application form to join a job. You can imagine. So I would like to go one by one by the SRCs. I would like to ask you all, what do you think, guys? Which one will you take with you? Will you take the old woman who's nearing death, or the old friend who previously saved your life, or the ideal woman, the ideal partner that you have dreamed of for a lifetime? So let me think. Let me go first by Hash. Hash, which one will you take with you?
Okay, so yeah, so
So
I
first
think
of all, the bus in the bus stop, the bus is never coming because like I wrote it down in the comments, and then Lutfi said, "Let them wait for the bus," but then the bus will never come.
yeah, okay, so
Yes,
I also saw someone saying I would not take anyone in the car because it's COVID and then you don't want to get fined and stuff.
yeah.
So
Someone
so
said they
silly
don't want to get
answers. So
fined.
so I think I've thought about it for quite a while ever since you sent it in the chat. So I feel like I would go with the old woman, and let me explain why. All right. So I will take the old woman because of not because she's elderly, but not because like it is obviously out of respect and everything. But then see the other two people. One is an old friend and one is an ideal partner, right? If it's an old friend, they should understand what you're doing, know that you would naturally take the old person, know who you are, know who you want to like help out in that situation. And if it's an ideal partner, right? First of all, I'm not sure if that's ideal. I'll have to get to know her first. But if it's an ideal partner, like I've seen all these quotes, right? She'll come through. She'll come again, right? So I think I'll go with the old woman. Yeah.
Okay, old woman. Thank you, Hash. Brandon, what do you think, Doctor? Who will you pick up with you?
I just came back. My signal just cut for a while. What you asking me, right?
Yeah, I'm asking you between the old woman, the friend who saved your life before, and the
Now,
ideal partner. Who will you take with you, Doctor?
you gotta be big brain about this, right? So what I'll do
Uh-huh.
is I'll get out of the car. I'll ask my best friend to take the old lady, and then I will stay with
He
my
googled
love.
it. This guy googled
No.
guys.
You know what?
This guy
I've heard
googled
of it. I've heard of the story. I've heard of the story before. I've heard of the story.
Okay. Yeah.
But
To
I
be
remember.
honest. Okay, you ruined the question.
The point was not to give out the answer so fast.
Damn it.
But thank you, Brandon. Thank you, Doctor. You ruined the question. But anyway, guys, actually, this is the ideal
Okay, but
answer.
hypothetically, if you could not get out of the car, right? Who would you take?
Okay, yeah, that's a good
Hypothetically,
question.
if I could not get out of the car, then yeah, I mean,
Ideal partner.
no, I wouldn't do that. Okay, all right. First, it depends on where everyone's gonna go.
Okay,
right?
so you won't take your ideal partner. I hope she's listening now. I hope she's watching this.
She'll understand. I
There
hope.
is no one, fam.
Hey, I'm gonna take the old lady. I agree with Hash because one is maybe she's taking the bus to somewhere important, like maybe a hospital or anything that could save her life. And I think the other two are well and able to call a grab, as and when. But I mean, it's not. I understand that you saved my life or anything, but this old lady is about to die, so I have to take her. And she's not able to do anything by herself because and I don't think she's able. So I think I'll go with the old lady.
Yes, Hash. Yeah, you're in mute, Hash.
Can you like drop the old lady and then come back to pick up your friend and then you can go 3 trips. It's not too much of a trouble, right? Because you want to help each other.
By the time you come back to your friend, he'll be dead already. Okay, never mind. Jane, what do you think? Who will you pick up with you?
I mean, conscious sense will be the old lady. I mean, if there has to be like a reason, if she's.
Oh my God, guys, you have such a nice SRCs over here.
But of course, I would, remember that I seen this old friend and hang out later. There's always a chance, right?
Yeah. And how about the partner?
Oh, the partner, nah, screw that partner.
Good luck next time, partner. You have no chance over here. Okay, moving next to Noor.
I'm still thinking. I can't.
Okay, our president, she's hesitating to take the old woman or no. She's thinking she might take the partner.
I hope your
though.
parents are listening to this.
Hey. It's not like that. It's just this. It's just it's it's.
No. There's no
It's just.
Nor. Do you think if your partner was an old man or old lady, it would be easier?
Okay. Nico Shan, she's saying that take the number of the partner. Okay.
And then we'll text him later.
But
yeah,
then
that's true.
the partner will die if you did not take him.
Or, okay, someone mentioned Grab just now. We can order the Grab for them. Yeah, Brandon, right? You said. So I'll take the grandma and then I'll order 2 Grabs. Okay, I'll willingly create 2 different accounts or something. So, solved.
Okay. Noor will save the situation some way. How? She will save the situation. Okay. Thank you, Noor. How about you, Panache? Who will you take with you? You're on mute, Panache.
Oh, sorry about that. I didn't realize I was on mute. Okay. I would take the old lady as well.
Okay.
And yeah, my friend would understand that I have to take the old lady, and hopefully it might make me gain some points with the other person as well. And if not, or maybe I can just give them money for a Grab. But take the old lady.
All right. Thank you, Panache. Mina. The partner is waiting, Mina.
It's a bit tricky, but I think to be on a humane side, I would go with grandma, the old lady.
I told you guys you have nice SRCs over here.
We are.
You're such a soft heart, cuted person. Okay. So you go with the grandma. Thank you.
I have a different
Mina.
answer if after everyone, if they don't say this answer, I have a different answer as well.
Oh.
Okay, see, you started it with the grandma and then they followed you. Okay.
No, it's not because of
else.
hash. It's the right thing to do.
Let's see, Jelly.
Okay, so at first I thought I'm thinking I would choose the old friend because at least I know the old friend. The others are like someone strangers, right? But since you say the grandma is her life is at stake, and then I'm because also like because Chinese, right? Okay, not Chinese, but me. I'll feel like if I didn't pick up my old friend, I feel a bit bad for my old friend. But because since the grandma is there, I'll say I'll just pick up the grandma first, and then yeah, we'll meet each other next time. And for the ideal partner, why I didn't choose the ideal partner, because there's still many ideal partners outside. Yeah, you know, this is not the only one. You know, yeah.
There's a lot of sea in the fish.
I feel bad for this ideal partner. You're never getting a chance with these people. You're never getting a chance. Okay,
there's still
Milana.
many trees in the forest.
Person exists, so I don't believe in this. About my old friend, if she is or he is my old friend, it means that he or she will understand like my feeling and my intention to save this grandma. And first of all, don't forget about first of all, why am I saving grandma? Because at this age they usually don't go out without net stitches. So I believe that she has something important, somewhere important to go. And plus, if I imagine like my grandma standing on the road and like everyone just passed by her, I don't know how I would feel. So I'm choosing grandma. Thank you.
Thank you, Milana. How about you, Jeremiah?
Oh well, basically you said the grandma or the old lady is
she's near
dying,
death.
near death,
Yeah.
right? Why don't you call an ambulance for her? I mean, if you
That,
can
that
call
was
it,
my answer. That was my
another
answer.
option.
That's
if you can
that's
call a
another
grab,
option.
if you
But
can call a
okay,
grab.
by the time the ambulance reaches the bus stop, she will be dead already. So either you take her with you, you go, or she dies.
Well, if you're gonna go that extreme, I guess yeah, you take the.
But wait, Jeremiah, you will leave the ideal partner? Are you sure?
If I have like a bit of compassion or something, maybe I'll call a grab. But the best friend probably in the car. If you say, but if the best friend cannot in the car, then yeah, the old lady, and then a grab for the other two.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Jeremiah. How about you, Fatma?
I'll also choose the grandma because it's like the
Oh,
human.
yeah, because you're cute also and you're soft-hearted like the rest, right? Because we have a nice SRCs over here, guys.
Oh, but it's just the humanly instinct, or yeah, the only thing that they're more vulnerable or they're more in need than anyone. Maybe yeah. So
Okay, thank you, Fatma. So as I told you, your ideal partner, go away. You have no chance with these people. I'm telling you from now on. Don't you ever think to stop by a bus stop waiting for your partner to pick you up. Thank you so much, guys, for watching our live stream tonight. It was really fun to have an interaction session with you. Hopefully, every Sunday, 6 p.m., you'll see us here on the Instagram, SRC live stream. See you next week.
Yes. And Midu kept trying to kill the grandma for no reason. I don't know why, but he kept giving conditions that.
Yeah, we gotta save the grandma though. But the ideal answer was that you give your car to your best friend, ask him to take the grandma and save her life, and then you can spend some time with your ideal partner
Before she dies.
before you both die. So
Oh, okay.
yeah. So good luck next time. All right, guys. See you all next week. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you all for
Bye.
tuning.
See you next week.